Hello everyone, welcome back to this YouTube channel. So today we are going to learn how to do mouse and keyboard events. Here we have a thumb image. If I send the mouse on top of it, you will see it will zoom out. If I take the mouse out, it's going off. If I click on it, now we have this image over here. It's not going away. What about if I click on it? Now it's going away. So today is what we're going to learn how to make it using HTML, CSS and JavaScript from scratch. Let me run it so we will see the steps how it is going to be built. So over here we have this mouse and keyboard events example. Is this line over here. So for the HTML we need to have a tag called image tag, and this image tag is going to have some attribute. The first one is class attribute. We give it a value. Here you can say thumb as the value. The second attribute is source, src, and this source is going to grab an image. Then I will show it a little bit later. And after that we have something called tab index. Let me write it so you can see it. We give it the value 0. The tab index allows elements beside links and form elements to receive keyboard focus. That's why we use it. And the final attribute here is alt. Like the alternative, if there is no image coming out, we have something to represent the image or describe what is going on here. Let's write, for example, a flower image to display here. Flower image to display here. Let's save it and come here. Reload. As you can see, because we don't have the image, let me put here a space. Because we don't have here the image, now the alternative is displaying. What about if we have the real image here? To have a real image here, we must have in the directory we have this folder called image, and inside the folder I have added this image file. The name of the image is my underscore flower. If we take this, if I press on it, and from here I can take the image source. If I copy there and come here and paste it, you will see now we have this image source here. Let me save it and reload. If I reload, you will see if the image source is correct, this will disappear. Yes, now we have the normal image. So we're going to also come here for the CSS. We need some selectors or two selectors. The first one we need excuse me, this thumb, the thumb selector here from here, and we will give it a parameter called like the width parameter. Let's write it correctly, width, and this width will represent how big this image will be. So if we put it to 100 pixels and save, you will see this image will be to 100 pixels. Yes, that's what we want. And here we're going to have another selector, and this selector we will use it in our JavaScript, because for this to work we are going to use this HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let me write zoom here, and the zoom we need just for the position here. We can say maybe absolute, or yes, let's stick with it. And for the HTML and CSS is done. Now we need the JavaScript side. Inside script elements here, we're going to first define a variable, constant variable. We give it a name. We can say image, for example, thumb. Image thumb will be the name of our variable, equals to document. This is the document object, so it is an API. We have to use it here and chain it to a method called querySelector here, this one. We can chain this querySelector method is going to grab this one as a parameter. We write there the thumb. Yes. And now we need 4 event listeners triggers. So the event listener triggers will do the work. First we need to attach this variable to the event listener triggers. So we have to write to this image an event listener trigger called on mouse over, or mouse over, like this, equals to something. This something will be a function. We just can write the function name and define it down here. Let's say the function name is show image, or we abbreviate it to img, and we can now copy this, come down here, paste it here. We just have to change on mouse out, because we need also a different function. That different function will be, we can say, hide image, like the opposite to show the hide image. And also we need to copy and come down here. We need on focus event listener trigger, focus also equals to this same function as here and here. The opposite on focus here we have on blur, BLU, also equals to this hide function. So right now we just need to define those 2 functions on image, show image and hide image. We can now come down here, define the functions. First, show image function, and we need to go to the function block. Inside this function block we need to define a variable, constant variable. We can say img, for example, zoom, or image zoom. This will be the name of our variable. And also we need to grab this document object here. We have to chain it with a method called create element. Like here, we grab it and give it a parameter. The parameter will be image. this name will be the parameter of this create element. And right now we just need to use this variable down here. First let's write it image zoom and chain it to a variable called set attribute. And this attribute is going to have also two parameters. The first parameter is an attribute parameter called class. Yes, class double S, and the second one is the attribute value. We have zoom. Let's write it. And this zoom from here is the one we are using in the CSS here. So now you can get the connection between this and this. And down here we need also another line. Let me copy this and come down here. Yes, we still need this variable and method, but different parameter. The first parameter here we need a source, src, and how about the second parameter here? So now we need this first variable image thumb. Let me write it like this, and we chain it to a method called get attribute because we need to get this source attribute. Let's write get attribute there, and we're going to give it a variable. This attribute will be the parameter of this method over here. Let's say source. Now it looks better. And down there we still need to define two, I think. Yes, we need to define two variables. Yes, let's first give this variable name like width offset. This is the first variable down here, and equals to, we can give it this image thumb here. Let's write image thumb and chain it to x. This x represents for this width x, like from here, this one, this size x, the x width, it will be this one. This one for the from top to bottom will be for the y. This will be the height and the width. Yes, and here we can concatenate it to also the image thumb again, and plus the width, because we need the width here. Yes, let me write it correctly. Width and plus 10. This 10 will represent the empty value between this thumb image and the big image we will display, or we will zoom out. Yes, now let's come here and grab this one, image zoom. Let's say image zoom. We're going to give it some styling, like style here to left, from the left the image when we will zoom out the image, when we bring to hover over this thumb image and the image zoom out, we need to have some empty space between those two images so that they don't overlap. So from left here we're going to, let's say, equals to our variable, this width offset variable. Let's grab it, and we also need some concatenation here. We need to add the pixels, so it will grab this one, calculate there, this 10 here, and at the end it will append these pixels. And now we still need to define again, let's say here for the y-axis, because this one is for the x-axis and the y-axis. For the y-axis we can say also let height, for example, height offset can be equals to image thumb, change to y right now, and semicolon there, and still we need this zoom. We can also copy this straight away and come down here. We just need to change this one, and let's say height offset, and we need to change the left here to top. Yes, now it looks great. And down here we need the document object, our object API, the DOM. So we are going to attach it to the body and a method called append child. This append child is going to get this image zoom as a parameter. Let's come here and use it, image zoom. This one is for the first function, and we need to define the second function so that anytime this image come out, it can also hide. We can save this one and see what's going on here. Yes, now it cannot hide because we still didn't go through this hide image function, as you can see. Yes, let's come here and define the hide. Oh, it's outside here. Function, and now we grab this hide image and make some block, some lines inside it. And also here we need to define a variable, a constant variable. We can also give it this name, image zoom, but now we can give it to not a camel cased way, we can also make it in a camel cased way, like this one, and equals to the document object here attached to the method called query selector, and it's going to have a parameter, and the parameter will be this one. We will grab it from there. Yes, the zoom. And down here we just need to copy, for example, this one to save a little bit of time, and come change this method here. we can say now it's not a pen child. Instead, we need to remove it so that it knows what's going. Let's write to remove child. It can be here too. Alright, now let's save it and reload here. See, now it's working. Anytime we take the mouse off from this image, thumb is going off. Let me click here. So for the focus, we have to see here what's going on. Yes, we need to change this and write it correctly. Oh, and save it. Let me click here. Now still the focus not working properly. What's going on? On focus. Normally it was supposed to work. On show image and on blur. Let's see what's going on here, because we have the same function for this here and also for the on focus. So let's see what's missing over here. Maybe we need to add something. So we will check it and see. Let me reload again. See, now it's working. It was not reloaded, that's why. As you can see here, if I click on this image, it's going away. If I hover over on this thumb image, it will zoom out. But if I don't click on it and take the mouse on top of it, it will disappear. If I hover over and click on it, now we have the image. If I click on it, it's going away. So, and I told you that this 10, it was for the width between this image and this one. Let me increase it to 100, for example, and save. Let's reload here. As you can see now, we have 100 pixels between those two images. But we can keep it to 10 here so that they will, yes, they will be next to each other. So don't forget also to subscribe to my channel from here so that you will not miss the upcoming videos, because soon I will bring new videos out. If you don't want to miss them, subscribe to my channel and press the link button. See you next time and enjoy the learning. You can pause it as much as you want so that you can grab the steps, how it was built. See you. Bye.